Welcome to our program today. We're having another program on the veterans of the Cedar Valley. With me today is Kevin Dill, who is the director of the VA in Black Hawk County, and welcome.
Thank
Kevin.
you.
You bet. Glad you're here again.
Yep.
We'd like to start out today talking about you've had some success since you've been here. You've been here how long now?
Today, I guess, would be just right about 4 months.
4 months now.
Yeah.
And I had the pleasure of attending your meeting the other day and learned how things are going with the VA. And so let's have an update on what you've accomplished so far on the VA in your 4 months.
Yeah, sure. Well, our staff has, in the first 3 months of 2016, we have serviced over 800 veterans. This time last year, they probably saw maybe a couple hundred. We've seen over 800. We've conducted quite a few home visits. So far, we've done well over 50 home visits. This time last year, they've done maybe less than 5. Mm-hmm. On average, we see anywhere from 11 to, as high as 15 veterans a day. This time last year, before I got there, they were seeing maybe 3 to 4. So we have been able to help a lot of veterans. We had one veteran who came in. He had looked for assistance from our office a couple years ago, and he had stopped in just to get his name on his driver's license. And I spoke with him and said, "Have you ever looked into your benefits?" And he says, "I tried a couple years ago and I didn't go anywhere." I said, "Well, let's look again." So I looked, and there were some corrections that needed to be done, and so I corrected those, and we sent it back up to the VA. And a couple months later, he came in and he showed me his letter and a check he got from the VA, and he wanted to know if it was a real check and if this was for him. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Yes, sir. The VA says now you're entitled to about $3,000 a month, tax-free, and that check for back pay was well over $50,000. Mm-hmm. And he just came in just to get his name on his driver's license. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of stories like that we have done in the last 3 months. Mm-hmm. A lot of veterans who have revisited the office, and we've been able to fix some errors that were done before. Huge blessing. So we've seen, here in probably about a month, we will have seen more veterans in our office than they probably saw all of last year. And at the rate we're going, if more veterans will come in, and I wish they will, we'll have seen more than they saw in the last 2 years. So a lot of good things that's going on. We actually, one of the big things we're doing now is I have a lady in the office who's dedicated just to the nursing homes. So whenever a veteran enters a nursing home or a surviving spouse, and even when they leave, we follow them and make sure that they're being taken care of. Sometimes when they get home, they might need a little help at home. And we check up on that, and if it's needed, we get them in contact with the VA social worker and say, they might need a little help at home. So we're doing a lot of things that were never done before.
Well, I bet the patients at the nursing homes appreciate that too.
Yeah. Yeah, the other... we have a Facebook page, and on the Facebook page, I met a veteran the other day in a nursing home, and it was Pokey Pete, guy that drove that little train.
Know him very well.
When we were kids, he gave him a dime, and he gave you a ride on the train, and I met him, and so that was a huge blessing and a really neat deal. He autographed his postcard for me, but we have a Facebook page that they never had before, Black Hawk County Veterans Affairs Commission Facebook page. Really to reach out to our younger veterans through social media. Just got it up and running, just getting started. We're doing a lot more outreach than was ever done before. And so we have a lot of neat events coming up. We're going to be grilling hot dogs for homeless vets in Lincoln Park every Wednesday at 11, starting April 27th through the summer on Wednesdays at 11. So we've had some really neat successes in our office. And I would ask, if you're a veteran here in this county or the surviving spouse of a veteran, make sure you come down or call 319-291-2512. That's our office. Right. and check out our Facebook page.
Right.
Check out our page on the Black Rock County website. You can find us that way too.
Okay, great. Talking about the service to those who have had a problem over the
Sure.
last couple of years to get hearing aids, and several people have come to me at the AMVETS and at different military meetings and about hearing aids. And you do help people with hearing aids too, don't you?
Sure. The VA is like any government organization. Right. There's a lot of bureaucracy there, and you got to get through the system, and so we help with that. We help if you come into the office and you're a veteran and you're in need of hearing aids. We'll get you enrolled in the VA healthcare system, and if you qualify within the VA healthcare system, you go see the VA doctor, and you can get free hearing aids through the VA.
Right.
But sometimes it's a tough road to go down if you try to do it yourself. So just
Right.
call us at 319-291-2512, make an appointment, come on down, and I'll help you get through that system. So if you need some hearing aids, we can get you some hearing aids.
Right.
You bet.
I had a fellow that retired from John Deere who had lost his hearing.
Sure.
And he was turned down originally. That's before you came. And he contacted me the other day and said, your referral was right on. He says, I got my hearing aid. And he says, I can hear now. And so the service is out there for all veterans.
Sure. Yeah.
And,
World War II, Korea, Vietnam era, peacetime, Gulf War,
Right.
post 9/11, anytime that you were a veteran.
Right.
There's something out there for you.
Right.
And don't let your neighbor try to convince you there's not, or your friend, or down at the AMVET, somebody says you're not going to get anything. Don't do that. Come on down, 1407 Independence Avenue, the old Pinecrest building. They're at the corner of Independence and Idaho. We're on the first floor. Or just give us a call at 319-291-2512 and make an appointment and come on down.
Well, yeah, that's great, and we're real. And veterans are very happy. I hear a lot from people that talk to me about the VA and what you're doing there, and
Sure.
and it's very positive, and appreciate that very much.
Well, I've been through the system as a disabled vet, so I know what it's like, and it can be rough getting through that system. It's always good to have somebody to help guide the way, and we really in our staff, we really push to be strong advocates for the veteran. Right. Do whatever we can, make any phone call we need to make. Contact Senator Grassley's office, who has been very supportive. Right. Congressman Blum's office, very supportive. Right. Senator Ernst. Jeff Danielson, the state senator, has been very supportive. And so it's good to have those folks. If I need to call them, they what can we do, Kevin? So we have a good team and some really good folks that have a little bit more pull than I do that are willing to help.
Yeah. We have just a brief time left, but I'd like to talk to you a little bit about medals.
Sure.
I've had quite a bit of experience with that over the years, and of course, as you know, I remember when I was in Korea, I never once ever thought about medals, and discovered there is a way to get medals, and you can assist people with that issue also, Kid.
Sure, and we've talked about this a little bit. Every term of service is different. World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Gulf War, post 9/11, times are different. You know, in World War II, you got your victory medal and you moved on, but you were probably entitled to a lot more than that. It's just different, you know. When in 2007, my wife called me when I was over in the Middle East and said, "Hey, you got a box here in the mail," and it was a medal that I didn't know I had. It was when I was over in communist Russia and I was dressing up and went out into the community and got food for our Marines. Under the disguise of a Russian citizen, so I could get food while the KGB was trying to figure out what I was doing, and I got a medal for that, and I didn't know anything about it. So, but yeah, if you're wondering about your medals and ribbons during your time, come on down, and I'll help you get on the right path to get those.
And of course, they didn't even, the WD 214, they would have to have a copy of that.
Yeah, and if you can't find it, we'll try to find it for you.
Right.
Or we'll contact St. Louis and get it for you, sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another thing I hear a lot about is a lot of them have lost their DD 214s.
Sure.
And there is a way to retrieve that.
There is a way. I mean, either we'll contact the county that you came home to and recorded it, or through the state of Iowa, or we'll request it through the National Records in St. Louis.
Right. And well, and that's a good service. You know, I've had several experiences with that with World War II veterans and Korean veterans, and they truly are appreciative when they see that they had medals. They had no idea they did,
Sure.
and they did, and of course one of the things that interfered with that, there was a fire in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
tough because some of those records got burned up, and then what you have to do is we try to recreate those records.
Right.
And send that information into
Right.
where it needs to go and try to recreate that.
Right.
But I just encourage all the veterans here in Black Hawk County, all the surviving spouses, just call the office. Come on down.
Right,
We've been able to
right.
help a lot of families, a lot of veterans, a lot of
Right.
spouses. We just want to keep it going.
Right. Well, that's one of the things that, you know, when we started our programs, and I hope it will continue for
Sure.
every month for here on,
Yeah.
you know, and because it is an opportunity to get this information out to veterans who have kind of given up on some of those things that, and in fact, they didn't. Many of them don't even know they have things coming.
No, you know, our VA office isn't just about enrolling people in VA healthcare. It's about so many other benefits that you may be entitled to that you just don't even know about.
Right. Well, we have a couple of minutes left before we conclude this program. And Kevin, is there anything that you'd like to add to what we've already talked about? And
you know, I really enjoyed my time in the military. I was just a poor kid from Evansdale that didn't know what to do, and I went in the service, and I got to see things that most people don't get to see and experience things that most people don't get to see. But there was guys and gals out there who saw far greater things than I ever saw and endured far greater things than I ever endured. That's why I do this job for, is for them. So I'm blessed and very thankful to be with the Black Hawk County Veterans Affairs Office.
well, thank you, and we're very happy to see you here too. And we have just a minute left, and we will be having some other programs coming up in the future. Our goal right now is to be on once a month at least with a new program.
You know, and I would say that people are welcome to call the office or call you and find out what would you like to hear about. Is it compensation? Is it pension? Is it health care? Is it VA home loans? Is it what is out there for me? And certainly would take any request from someone and we can talk about that topic.
Yes, and I agree with that, and I hope that people do call us and let us know.
Either that or I can just tell you stories of when I was in.
Right. Well, I could tell a few myself. But I want to thank you for being on today, and it's always a joy to have you here and talk about my favorite topic is veterans.
Me too. Thanks, Ed.
Welcome to, we'll be back with another show at a later date, and thank you for joining us.